Picture this. You're sitting across from a woman, trying to decide if she's truly the right fit. You ask the usual questions about her past, her childhood, her exes. She smiles, tells you a story that sounds honest enough, but somewhere inside you feel it. Something is missing. Not because she's lying, but because she's editing. She's giving you the highlight reel, not the raw footage. And most men stop there. They accept the polished version, only to be blindsided months later when the missing pieces start showing up in painful ways. The truth is, you don't need to interrogate a woman to know who you're dealing with. You just need to learn where to look, because her history is written all over her, in her tone, in her patterns, in the way she reacts when things don't go her way. The signs are there for the man who knows how to read them. The first thing to pay attention to is her relationship with attention. There's a big difference between a woman who enjoys being noticed and one who depends on it to feel alive. You'll hear it in the way she drops little lines about men at the gym staring, about strangers sliding into her DMs, about the compliments she collected at work. On the surface it sounds playful, but underneath it often points to a deeper need. Attention can become emotional morphine, especially if she grew up feeling ignored or lived through a relationship where her value was constantly minimized. And like any drug, the dose has to increase. At first your compliments hit hard. Then they wear off, and she starts chasing a fresher source. The second clue comes from how she talks about other women. Most men listen to how a woman speaks to them, but the sharper move is to listen to how she speaks about her female friends, her co-workers, or even strangers she'll never meet. A pattern of constant criticism, calling other women fake, desperate, or dramatic, usually isn't about those women at all. It's projection. Old wounds, insecurities, and rivalries that never healed leak out through casual remarks. If every story she tells about women is laced with bitterness or jealousy, what you're really hearing is her emotional history replaying itself. Then there's conflict. If you really want to know what shaped her, don't watch how she acts when things are easy. Watch her when things go wrong. Does she shut down, go silent, and withdraw? That's often learned behavior from a past where expressing emotion wasn't safe. Does she go on the attack with sharp words, blame, or guilt trips? That's usually armor, built because vulnerability once got her hurt. Her conflict style is rarely about you, it's about the wars she's fought before. And unless she's done the work to rewrite that script, you'll find yourself stuck in the middle of battles that were never yours. Another giveaway is time. She may never tell you directly when her last relationship ended, but her language will. The little slips "that was 2 summers ago," or "back when we," are far more honest than a direct answer. Pay attention to what she skips too. When she glosses over entire years, when timelines stay vague, that silence speaks volumes. People who are healed don't need to erase history. They can talk about the past without flinching. People who aren't healed leave holes in their stories. Her views on men are another window. If she makes constant jokes about how men are liars, or drops little digs about how guys only want one thing, don't dismiss it as humor. A joke that keeps repeating is rarely just a joke. It's a scar wearing a smile. Those words weren't learned from TV. They came from experience. And when stress rises, that script often resurfaces, casting you in a role you never signed up for. Family dynamics tell their own story. How she talks about her parents, her siblings, her childhood. These aren't just memories. They're blueprints. If her father was distant, she may expect men to hold back affection. If love at home was inconsistent, she may brace for unpredictability even when you're steady. If she had to earn love, don't be surprised if she feels compelled to prove herself constantly in a relationship. What you see isn't random. It's programming. Triggers and numbness are yet another clue. Notice what hits her harder than expected, and what barely touches her at all. Overreaction always has a history. Detachment usually has a cost. If a scene in a movie makes her shut down, or a raised voice causes her to retreat, that isn't just mood, that's memory, replaying itself in real time. And unless she's faced it, those triggers eventually get handed to you. Here's the ultimate shift. Stop interrogating, start observing. When you ask direct questions, what happened in your last relationship, you'll get a curated answer. Words are armor. She's rehearsed them, but patterns don't lie. Her reaction when plans change, the way her tone hardens around certain subjects, the slip of a pronoun, the silence after a trigger, those are the fingerprints of her past. A woman can control the story she tells, but she can't fake her instincts, her recovery time, or the little leaks that show where she's still carrying weight. That's what you need to notice, not to judge her, not to play therapist, but to decide whether her history is something you can live with. Clarity is power, and the man who learns to observe instead of interrogate saves himself from years of confusion and heartbreak. Because in the end, it's not her words that will reveal the truth, it's her patterns, and once you start reading them, you'll never see dating the same way again.